Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm still Peebo. I'm still a fair weather rider. If you are watching a video for the first time, sit back, relax, and enjoy the content. If you're a returning viewer, then thank you for coming back. Hope that you have already subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. Share the video with a friend so we can grow this channel together, and leave me a comment. Let's get a dialogue going. You can ask me any questions or anything you want to know. If there's something else if you have additional comments that you want to provide about the boots that I'm about to review, leave it in the comments. So for this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the boots that I've worn since I've purchased Ruby, my 2023 Indian Pursuit Dark Horse Premium. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the boots. I'm going to tell you some of the things that I like about the boots, some of the things that I dislike about the boots. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you if I can only have one pair of these boots, which one would I choose? I'm going to start with these Nike hiking boots. These are the boots that I wore when I picked up Ruby from Low Power Sports here in Alexandria. At the time, I did not have any of these other boots, and I wanted to have some boots that provided at least some protection when I went to pick her up. Not only did I wear these boots home when I picked up Ruby, but I also wore them on my first 300+ mile ride around the state of Louisiana. These boots look good. They're very comfortable when you're not on the bike. But as you can see, these boots offer no ankle protection. They do not have, they have a somewhat of a protection, heel and toe protection, but it's not really reinforced. And as you can see, you can actually bend these boots. So you know that there's no CE protection. They offer no abrasion resistance, but they do offer some slip resistance. So if you're riding these boots, you don't have to worry about slipping on water or oil that may be on the ground when you put your foot down. They are comfortable, as I said, when you're off the bike, but when you're on the bike, they offer no protection from the heat. The material is not really breathable, so whatever the weather is when you're riding these boots, that's how your feet are going to feel. The leather is water, I guess it's water resistant, but not waterproof. If you wear them long enough in persistent rain, your feet will get wet. They're not ideal for any long distance touring. The biggest advantage and the only advantage that I think these boots have is that how comfortable they are when you get off the bike. I will no longer wear these boots for riding because basically they're not made for riding. The second pair of boots I want to talk to you about are these Indy Ridge boots. These are the Crow boots. If you go look on the Indy Ridge website, when I purchased these boots, I think they were $175, and I think now the price has gone up to either $185 or $195. These boots come over the ankle, and if you feel them right here, they do provide ankle protection. They provide both heel enforcement and toe enforcement, even though it's not as sturdy as some of the other boots that I've ridden. It is there. There's no give, so you can't just bend these boots. So it does have some protection for the feet, In fact, they are CE certified. That means that they meet European safety standards for riding protection. If you were to go look at the comments under these boots, there's one comment that says that someone crashed while they were riding their motorcycle. And if they had not been wearing these boots, their feet would have been crushed. These boots are abrasion resistance, they're puncture resistance, they are transverse rigidity. That means that it will not give or fold in the event that you are in a crash. So they are specifically designed to protect your feet if you are in a crash. These boots right here are specifically designed for motorcycle riding. They do have anti-slip sole, so if you were to step in water or oil when you put your foot down, these boots right here won't cause you to slip and the bike to fall. Now these boots are comfortable whether you're on or off the bike. These boots offer no breathability. So similar to these Nike boots, whatever the weather is when you're riding, that's how you're going to feel. If it's hot outside, your feet will likely sweat. So it's important that you are wearing some good socks when you ride. These are perfect boots for touring. When I did the Iron Butt, I wore these boots. We spent over 20 hours in the saddle. These boots are waterproof. And to me, the fact that they're waterproof means that you don't have to worry about water going through the boots to get to your feet. The problem is they're waterproof, so water can't get through the boots. But if you're not wearing rain pants and you go out and ride and you're riding in some heavy rain, and if the bottom of your pants get wet, if they get wet enough to where water can drip down your leg, then water will drip down through the top of the boots. You will definitely need to be wearing some rain pants if you're going to be in some heavy downpour. If you go back and look at the video where we rode to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I was wearing these boots. We were in some heavy rain, and for some reason I decided not to put on my rain pants. So when I got to Tuscaloosa, we had been riding for maybe 12 hours or more. The inside of these boots were soaked. When I compare that to the Iron Butt, when we did run across some rain at the beginning of the ride, and I did put on my rain pants, these boots were completely dry once we reached our destination. These boots right here, they don't have a shift pad on them. So if you're a person who don't like using the heel shifter, that means that you're probably gonna scuff your boots a little bit, the toe of your boots, when you're out there shifting the gears using the toe shifter. So these boots right here, I believe they're true to size. Whatever you wear in your regular shoe size is what you'll wear in these boots. So I wear a size 11, and these boots right here are a size 11. When you get them initially, they may feel a little snug, but when you break them in, they start to loosen up a little bit. And right now, I've been having these boots right here for almost 2 years. These are my go-to boots. I would wear these boots anywhere, whether I'm going on a short ride or if I'm going on a multi-day ride. I would wear these boots anywhere. These are Harley Davidson boots. They do come over the ankle, but they don't provide any ankle protection. The heel, and they do provide some heel and toe protection, but it's not as sturdy as you would find in some other boots. As you can see from these boots, the heels are really thick. So it will provide some protection to prevent your feet from being crushed should you go down. They do offer some abrasion protection. These boots are comfortable when you're riding the bike. Remember, I told you that these Nike boots are comfortable when you are not on the bike. These boots are comfortable when you are actually in the saddle. So they are the opposite of these boots, because these boots together, they weigh more than 5 pounds. So you can imagine that if you've been riding for any amount of time, I like to go on a lot of long distance rides, so most of the time I'm in the saddle 8 hours or more. So when I get off the bike after about 7 to 8 hours, it's just very uncomfortable to try to lift these 5-pound boots. I can put these two Indy Ridge boots together and they would weigh about 2 pounds, if not less, versus one of these boots weigh about 2.5 pounds. So these boots get really heavy after you have been riding for a while. These boots are full grain leather. They have a full mesh lining. If you look at they have a zipper from where you can take them on and off. And the size over here allows you to adjust them a little bit. So if you want a tighter fit, you can adjust the straps on the side. These boots are not water resistant. So if you're out riding in any kind of rain, you can expect to have some wet socks when you reach your destination. If it's raining really hard, then you're probably going to be walking in a mud puddle or a water puddle by the time you reach your destination. So these boots right here, I think they are best for short rides, so that when you get off the bike, you're not going to be too fatigued because you're going to want to do some walking around. Ideally, what you would do is take these boots to ride and then have some boots like this when you get off the bike to walk around with, because you are not going to want to walk around a whole lot with these boots. These right here are Alpine Star. These are the RT8 Gore-Tex. They have these have real reinforced heel and ankle. So these boots will come up and cover your shin when you're riding. These are also CE certified, which means they meet the European safety riding standards, kind of like the Indy Ridge boots. They are abrasion resistant, they are puncture resistant, and they also have that transverse rigidity, which means that it will not crush. It will protect your feet from being crushed should you go down. If you're someone who don't like using the heel shifter, this one has a pad so that you can rely strictly on that toe shifter. This shifting pad is important for these boots because for me, using the heel shifter is very inconvenient. So when I'm wearing these boots, I don't even use the heel shifter. I rely strictly on the toe shifter, and this pad is here to make sure that you don't get the scuff marks that you get when you rely strictly on the toe shifter. These boots right here, when they were designed, the designers used the latest technology that you would find in shoes, like your tennis shoes, basketball shoes, running shoes. They used the latest technology that you would find in everyday wear type shoes, and then use that technology to build a boot. So these boots right here are comfortable whether you are on the bike or off the bike. I have worn these boots on days when I've been in the saddle for 12 hours or more, and then I've gotten off the bike and wore these boots for another 3 or 4 hours before actually going to bed. And I can tell you that these boots right here are probably the best all-around boot when it comes to riding, and then when you get off the bike, just walking around. These boots right here were made for riding, but they were designed with comfort in mind. So these boots right here are water resistant. They're breathable, so that when on those hot days, you do get some ventilation coming into the boot. The way that these boots work, you have Velcro, and then underneath the Velcro, you have a zipper that you can use to make it easier to step into the boot. And once you step into the boot, you zip it, you Velcro it. There's a string right here that you can use to adjust the boot and determine how tight you want it to be around your calf. One of the things that you have to look for if you were to buy these boots would be the size. To give you an example, I wear a size 11. These are European style boots, so the sizes are in European numbers. If I had gone out and bought a European size that was equivalent to an 11, I would have gotten a 45. But because the size on the boots run bigger, I ended up getting a 44, which would be equivalent to a 9.5 in American. And these boots fit me perfectly. I've talked to you about these Nike hiking boots, Indy Ridge riding boots, Harley Davidson riding boots, and these Alpine Star riding boots. I can tell you right now that to me, If I can only keep 2 pair, I will go with these 2. These 2 to me are the best pair of boots that I have ever owned. But I didn't tell you that I was going to tell you which 2 I would keep. I told you that if I can only pick one, which one would it be? These are some great boots. Great boots. And I do not regret buying them whatsoever. Everything that you heard about these Indie Ridge boots is true. These boots were designed for motorcycle riders. And the very best part of the company that makes these boots would be how they take feedback from customers who wear these boots and use that feedback to improve the boots each time they produce a new batch of boots. If you were to go look at the website and go look up these Crow boots on the Indie Ridge website, there's a number that's on there. And the last time I looked, the Crow boots were number 6. And what that does is tell you how many times they have remade these boots in order to make them better for customers like you and me. As I said in the beginning, these boots right now on the Indie Ridge website, they probably will cost somewhere between, I think it's $195. It's either $185 or $195. These boots right here cost me $420 some. I think it was $450 with tax included. I could buy 2 pair of these boots for the price that I paid for one. Understand that if I could only have 1 pair of these boots, it would be Indie Ridge, and for the price that I paid for these, I would buy me 2 of these. One that's waterproof and one that's breathable. These are the waterproof version, and if you stay tuned to the channel, eventually you're going to see me wearing some of the ones that's not waterproof. So that's my opinion of these boots that I've worn. Let me know if you agree with anything that I said. Let me know if you disagree. If there are another pair of boots out there that I should consider, ones that you consider are even better than the Indie Ridge or even the Alpine Star, put them in the comments and let me know where did you get them from and how much did you pay for them. I am Peebo, and if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos. Share this video with a friend. Hey, let's grow this channel together. And leave me a comment so we can get a dialogue going. Until the next video, it's time to start turning those cats into can and those dreams into a plan. To everyone who decided to join me on my journey, I salute you.